Canada fights back. How consumers will be affected by tariffs on American goods.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Dolly Parton's impact on stage and on charity in Calgary.
We were so excited to be able to start a partnership with her.
And far out research.
You sort of meditate into a state where you can imagine your consciousness leaving your body and going into deep space.
Learning more about the people who believe in UFOs.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. Ottawa is punching back against the Trump administration. The federal government announcing today tariffs will be applied to $26.6 billion worth of U.S. imports. Over 700 products are on the government's dollar-for-dollar tariff package, which takes effect September 8th. The tariff rate ranges from 25% to 50% and includes seafood, steel, aluminum, home appliances, dairy products, and clothing.
Canada's counter-tariffs are designed primarily to provide protection for Canadian industry impacted by U.S. tariffs and allow them to compete against U.S. products in the Canadian market. It's all about fairness, it's all about level playing field, it's all about supporting Canadian workers and Canadian businesses.
Today's announcement also comes with $7.5 billion in support. It includes waiving the 1-week EI waiting period and providing an extra 20 weeks of EI benefits for long-tenured workers. There's also a suite of grants and interest-free loans for businesses. Workers won't be the only ones to feel the pain. Anyone making tariff-affected purchases will be in for some sticker shock. Tyler Barrow joins us. Tyler, where can people expect to be hit the hardest?
Ian, I spoke with a mechanic who ships in tons of replacement parts from the U.S. for vehicles, and he showed me several pieces which will go up hundreds of dollars for customers. Now, one local grocery store manager says they'll look to pivot away from using U.S. producers for items such as cheese, and for large kitchen appliance items, it's a bit of a wait-and-see game. Today's levy on brand appliances like GE, Whirlpool, and Frigidaire were hit with a 25% tariff. But West Appliances has been bracing for the tariffs by carrying 50% more refrigeration stock over the past few months. That will save customers a tariff rate now, but it warns people should be ready to eventually spend more.
It's not going to be I don't believe, as big as an impact as some people think. But of course, with some, they will put the prices up because they can.
Now, in anticipation of the tariffs, the store did see a slight surge in business. One economist is forecasting a potential bump in inflation by 0.4%. Ian?
Tyler, thanks very much. Canadian energy export taxes, including Alberta oil and gas, is off the table for now in the trade dispute. BC Premier David Eby told BNN Bloomberg today he would support a tariff on BC energy being shipped to the U.S. That's a stark contrast from Premier Danielle Smith's position. She believes it's not a viable option. During negotiations, Canada proposed reigniting the Keystone XL pipeline to appease President Trump before talks broke down. Some experts believe an export tax on energy would further sow division between the two countries.
Start trying to jack up costs to American consumers. First, it could hurt us because they're already feeling pretty bad about paying $5 for diesel. And, they could, instead of supporting Canada generally, start to think that we're playing too hardball.
Alberta's premier remains concerned that tariffs and counter-tariffs increase costs and disrupt supply chains, and she wants Canada to return to the negotiating table. Country music legend and philanthropist Dolly Parton has died. Parton last performed at the Saddle Dome in 2016. She had a career in music that lasted more than 60 years, with 25 #1 country hits. Her charity helped fund Moderna's COVID vaccine and provided more than 100 million books for children. Tim Brook joins us from the Westbrook Public Library. So, Tim, how is Dolly Parton being remembered in our city?
Well, as you mentioned there, Ian, Dolly Parton had such a huge influence on so many industries, music, charity, etc. But here in Calgary, it's that last part, the charitable giving, that she is being especially remembered for today. Now, keep in mind, she grew up in poverty, and so in her later years, Dolly Parton spent a lot of time promoting equality and childhood literacy. In 2020, with help from her Imagination Library, the Calgary Public Library launched My First Bookshelf. That's a program that mails a free book to a local kid every month until their 5th birthday. So far in our city, it's helped more than 8,300 people.
We were so excited to be able to start a partnership with her and this wonderful program that she's created to really bring access to early literacy to families in Calgary, and bring them together. So it's really exciting to be able to be a part of this program and to have such a big impact as well. We just sent out our 200,000th book this month.
The Calgary Philharmonic Orchestra also paying tribute to Dolly Parton. This event was announced before today's events, but they're really excited to be putting on a tribute night on September 11th at the Jack Singer Concert Hall. That will involve a cast of guest vocalists singing some of Parton's biggest hits. And of course, for info on that, you can visit our website, ctvnewscalgary.ca.
She leaves an incredible legacy. Thanks very much, Tim. More than 200 stuffed animals left at the vigil of Parker Wells have been donated to the Calgary Food Bank. The stuffed animals arrived at the food bank this morning and will be added to birthday bags for children. Last month, 11-year-old Parker went missing for nearly 2 weeks. Thousands of Calgarians searched for the autistic boy before his body was found. The toys were donated by a Calgarian pushing for changes to the Amber Alert system to include vulnerable missing people. She says donating the toys was a special way to honor Parker's legacy.
These being donated to Parker in his honor and in his name, I think now having a piece of Parker to go back to all these children, and it's a stuffed animal that will probably stay with that family forever.
Tower Dry Cleaning donated their time to clean every stuffed animal before they were dropped off today. From late spring snow and wildfire smoke to blisters and injuries, an Ontario man's 7,500-kilometer trek across Canada for charity is nothing short of remarkable. James Newman ran into Calgary Tuesday, clocking more than 6,000 kilometers since embarking on his journey on May 18th in St. John's, Newfoundland. Newman had hoped to reach Victoria in 100 days, but injuries and unforeseen obstacles like the Northern Ontario wildfires slowed him down. Newman says overcoming these challenges renewed his drive to raise money to fund scholarships for young people who have lost a parent or a caregiver.
Basically, all the funds that we have raised so far is going to be invested, and its returns are going to be used for renewable scholarships for these kids.
Newman, who lost both his parents at just 7 years old, wants to help youth facing similar hardships get a post-secondary education. Head to jamesrunscanada.ca to donate and to track his progress. And just looking at the video there, he came into Calgary on a beautiful blue sky day.
He did, and let's be honest, we have a lot of summer to fit in this week before the kiddies begin school next week. And it's summery. So lots of outdoor weather to be had. Today was fantastic. Today, the air quality was good. The winds were calm. The sun was out. And yes, it was definitely summer heat. All right, when we look at radar satellite, nothing going on right now. There's nothing to worry about as we head through the evening hours in all of southern Alberta, even central Alberta, which is surprising. Okay, 25 degrees, the temperature in the city at the moment at the airport. Gusts closer to 40 kilometers per hour at times. And then those gusts could return to 40 kilometers per hour at times tomorrow afternoon as well. But we are looking at mainly stable weather for the next 24 hours. By tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., 14 degrees, 29 as our high, a whole lot of sunshine, just a very, very, very small chance of an isolated shower or non-severe thunderstorm at 8 p.m. That's your 24-hour forecast brought to you by 5th Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at 5th Avenue Volkswagen.
Thanks, Danielle. The question isn't, do UFOs exist? It's, what do people believe? Coming up, intriguing new research at the University of Calgary. And investigators have some answers about the medical issues connected to a train derailment in 2024. A train derailment in Alberta is prompting the call for stronger oversight of employees to ensure they're medically fit for duty. The recommendation is part of the Transportation Safety Board's report into a 2023 derailment near Wainwright. 2 CN trains collided when one of the trains failed to brake in time. That train was being operated by a trainee under the supervision of a locomotive engineer. The TSB says the engineer was experiencing significant cognitive function decline and had been cleared to work despite incomplete medical assessments related to his diabetes. It also found Transport Canada had not audited CN Rail's compliance with railway medical rules for 12 years before the crash. A researcher at the University of Calgary is taking a closer look at a growing movement of people who believe they can communicate with UFOs. Dr. Shane Dahl is an anthropologist studying close encounters of the fifth kind, or CE5. It involves people trying to deliberately initiate contact with what they believe are extraterrestrial beings through a process he calls techno-shamanism. Dahl says groups he's interviewed around the world use technology like laser pointers and Geiger counters to signal UFOs combined with meditation, visualization, and what participants describe as telepathic contact.
You sort of meditate into a state where you can imagine your consciousness leaving your body and going into deep space. And while you're in deep space, sending out a signal. The effort of these groups is to establish diplomatic communication and contact with the ETs so that we can have a peaceful relationship moving forward.
Dahl says he's not trying to determine whether those claims are true, but what they reveal about how people see their place in the universe. And with Calgary recording more UFO reports than any other city in Canada last year, he says there's plenty more to study. Interesting research, to say the least, and E.T. is a great movie.
Yep.
That's what it reminded me of. I want to see E.T. again.
Phone home.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of extraterrestrial, I guess I don't know how to make that connection. But what I can say.
Sorry, I give you nothing to work with there.
Where do I go from here, Ian? I'm just keep thinking about the kids, how they really want to squeeze every last bit, every last moment before they head back to school of summer out of this week. And every parent, well, many parents may be like, oh, well, I'm looking forward to next week, back into some structure and some less chaos, I guess. Anyway, however you prefer it, at least we're getting the summer weather for this week, because next week it will be significantly cooler most days. So soak it up as best as you can. 25 degrees is the temperature in Calgary, 28 in Lethbridge, 27 in Medicine Hat. So further to the east, we're in the high 20s, and in Calgary in the mid 20s in Rocky Mountain House, and then Banff also in the high 20s. So there's a lot of heat that's going to continually build in. Yesterday, the high in Calgary was 23, 25 today, and then tomorrow you're looking at about 29. So we're going to continually increase in temperature over these next 2 days. So lots of summer heat to come, that's for sure. When we talk about wind, we don't have a lot of wind going on in much of southern Alberta today. We have gusts that maxed out in around that 30 mark, Lethbridge over to Medicine Hat. And for Calgary, closer to that 40 kilometer per hour mark, so fairly tame for today. And it may pick up closer to 40 again tomorrow afternoon. But when you look at radar and satellite, there's nothing going on. There's nothing even going on in central Alberta, which is quite unusual considering the summer that they've had. All right, Futurecast showing you the rest of today. There's nothing to talk about. Tomorrow morning and through much of the day for much of southern Alberta, there's nothing going on either. When we get into the supper hours, though, you can see for Pincher Creek Christmas Pass, there will be a little bit of active weather sneak in, showers, thunderstorms, and then this will sneak over to Highway 2, over to Lethbridge and down to Milk River around that 8-9 p.m. So in the early evening hours. This may actually arrive as far north as Okotoks, but likely the active weather for tomorrow evening will stay south of Okotoks. Let's fast forward to Thursday. Thursday, another really nice day overall, a lot of heat as well. Air quality is good for these next couple of days as well. But by the time we get into the supper hours, so earlier arrival on Thursday, outside of Calgary, so up to the north, likely Innisfail and up, and then down Trans-Canada over towards Medicine Hat, including Lethbridge, there is the risk of showers and thunderstorms. For Calgary, the long-range forecast looks like this. 29 degrees is our daytime high tomorrow. Lots of sunshine throughout today. Just a small chance of a shower or thunderstorm by 8 p.m. Thursday, small chance of seeing any active weather by the supper hours. A high of 30 expected for Thursday, and then we start a decline in temperature. Mid-20s for Friday, and by Saturday and Sunday, you're looking at daytime highs only in the high teens. That's your 5-day forecast brought to you by Centra Install Pros, your window and door replacement specialists.
Thank you, Danielle. Police are investigating after a woman was sexually assaulted at an LRT station. It happened around 1 this morning in the parking lot at the Southland C-train station. The woman was taken to hospital in stable condition. Investigators believe the victim did not know the man prior to the attack and that he spoke with an accent. Witnesses say a black SUV with chrome trim around the windows took off from the area. A local recreation center is about to undergo a massive expansion. Just ahead, what new facilities are planned for the West Side Center? A good day on the Toronto Stock Exchange thanks to higher earnings at Canadian banks. Joining me is Robert Geary, investment advisor with the Popowich-Carmeli Advisory Group. And Rob, Canadian banks seem to be doing pretty well.
It was a good day for the TSX. It almost hit an all-time high here at the close. It did hit an interday high, but on the back of that was the Canadian banks pushing them higher, all of them up in the green today, and that was on the back of the two of them reporting here this morning. This is BMO and Bank of Nova Scotia, and Bank of Nova Scotia had, I would say, a record quarter. It was fantastic. This is on the back of capital markets, on the wealth management side, everything running on full steam. So really good news on that side. BMO's headline didn't look as good, but they had a one-time goodwill write-off in the U.S. For a sale of a business that, if you take that out, they also had close to a record number as well, share buybacks. So no complaints from the banks. The CEO committees, did talk this morning. They said there is some headwinds looking for some of these trade concerns, but not affecting the stock prices, and it held up, and the stocks have done incredibly well this year. So yeah, great day for Canadian banks.
And speaking of banks and debt, consumer debt in Canada hits an all-time high.
Yeah. So, hey, if the credit side of the business is doing well, I mean, that means someone else isn't doing so well. And this was the consumer debt in Canada hit an all-time high, $2.64 trillion. So that is a massive number. And this was up 7.6% from last year. So Canadians are holding a lot more consumer debt, especially non-mortgage. You're talking about credit cards, lines of credit, and personal loans, auto loans as well. So, they're feeling the affordability pinch here, and they're going to these credit accounts to alleviate some of that affordability. So not a great number, but one thing I did notice from this in the mortgage results, that new mortgages are down. People are lending less for their first time home purchases, saying that, hey, we can't afford anything more. So they're looking for smaller forms, affordability, or maybe houses are starting to come down in price. So that's a good news story that affordability is getting on that side. But people are using the credit cards, that's for sure.
A trend worth watching. Thanks very much.
Yeah, appreciate it.
The Westside Recreation Center is planning a multi-million-dollar expansion that would nearly double the size of the facility. The plan would see expanded wave and tot pools, 4 new water slides, an indoor spray park, and 2 25-meter pools. It would also add a field house, improved outdoor fields, courts, playground, and an additional hockey rink. Pending funding, the center expects construction to begin by early 2028. The new aquatic center and field house would open to the public in 2030, with the arena the following year. Westside users will continue to have access to the center throughout construction. The federal government announces its counter tariffs on U.S. goods. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. Over 700 American products are facing tariffs between 25 and 50%. The list includes dairy products, seafood, steel, aluminum, home appliances, clothing. Coming up at 6, we'll see how Calgarians are feeling about the impact on their cost of living and also their willingness to shop Canadian instead. Also ahead, remembering Dolly Parton. Coming up, we'll hear from a Southern Alberta concert promoter who worked with her in the 1970s. Ian.
Thanks, Tara. Lots of sunshine and heat for the rest of the work week. Right now in Calgary, mostly sunny and 25. Danielle has details just ahead. So we have at least 2 days of true summer heat before the end of summer.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that it looks like the weather falls apart a little bit on the weekend. Not that a daytime high in the high teens is bad, but it's definitely not the summery weather to be outdoors because it also looks a bit unsettled. 25 degrees current temperature. Also our daytime high above the normal of 21 for this time of year. Looking at that long range forecast, it's stable in Calgary anyway for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And by the weekend, we have a greater chance of thunderstorm, especially Saturday night and into Sunday with daytime highs by then in the high teens.
Thanks, Danielle. A Calgary woman got quite the surprise when she found a furry passenger stuck somewhere in her vehicle. This kitten was rescued from the undercarriage of a vehicle, and it had been there for days. Preeti Rockra says she started hearing the sound of a cat in her garage on Saturday, but didn't know it was stuck somewhere in her SUV. She called a mobile mechanic over the weekend, but they couldn't find the feline. So she drove the vehicle to Lexus of Royal Oak Monday morning, and technicians were finally able to rescue the kitten.
So I could hear the cat. It was meowing, and I said, okay, just stay with me, we're almost there. So as I brought my car in to service, everybody was so fascinated by this because they said they've never ever experienced this before.
They brought the kitten to a vet for a checkup, but there was no collar or microchip. The cat has since been adopted by one of the technicians that helped in the rescue. Thanks very much for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.